First half's a good example of why we're losing games. Our defense is awful, and if Buddy just didn't make some really long threes, we would have been down 10 or 12 points at halftime. We really should have been down 10 or 12 points at halftime. Jesse was not in it defensively, and we just weren't covering shooters. We weren't really doing much inside. And it's why we've struggled this year. The second half was a completely huge turnaround. Our defense was just by far the best it's been all year, movement-wise, coverage-wise. We did a good job on Hughley. He's had a couple monster games lately. But our defense was the difference. And offensively, we got some good situations. Jimmy got in some good post situations, and our ball movement was better than it's been. And, it was a good, solid second half of basketball in terms of our offense. But our offense has been pretty solid. Our defense is, it just hasn't been good enough. And, they made shots, but you cannot, they may not be a good shooting team, but you give people shots, open shots, they're going to make them. If you contest them a little bit, then they're going to miss. And so hopefully we'll learn from this and be a better defensive team the next time out. That's it.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions, and we'll start with Donna DeToda, and then we'll go to Gaurav.
Yeah, hey, Jim. So you were trapping in the corner in the first half, and that didn't work out all that well, but it was much better in the second half. What was the difference in the way you trapped them and the way you defended them in the second half?
I just think our defense was more active. That's all. We were more active. The trap was a little better. I just think we're a little bit more active all the way around, and that was really the difference.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go to Gaurav and then to Roshan.
I noticed that Buddy scored a lot of threes off ball screens today. Was that something you guys game planned for?
Well, we screened down, and we got some open looks on the screen downs without the ball being involved, and Buddy got a couple off that. Those were early buckets that we really weren't doing much offensively. We were struggling. They're a pretty solid defensive team. They've been really solid and keeping it, in the 50s with everybody they've been playing. So I thought, fortunately, Buddy made those shots, and we finished the half well, which we haven't been. We finished the half well and got off to a good start in the second half. But again, it was mostly defense and being the difference.
The next question will be from Roshan, then we'll go to Mike Waters.
Coach, you went to John Bull towards the end of the first half. What was your reasoning for that?
He's been really good in practice. He's given us energy in practice. He's been the best forward in practice off the bench. And I wanted Benny to have a try in the beginning, and he's struggling. And John has had really good practices. He moves without the ball, set screens, and I thought he was good in there. I thought Frank was good in there. I thought Cy was good.
Next question is from Mike Waters, then we'll go to Mario.
Jim, Jesse obviously had a big challenge tonight in trying to face up with Hughley. Could you talk about the difference in his play from the first half to the second half?
The first half he really gave up on defense. He really was just, I don't know what he was doing. He just was out of it. The second half he was a different player. He was much more active. I thought Frank did a good job in the first half when he came in defensively. But Hughley's a big body, and we helped on him. We're still reaching a little too much. I thought we had our hands straight up in the air a few times, but we've got to get better on that. We have to get better on that. But again, our defense was better. We stopped penetration. Buddy and Cy and Joe were much better stopping the penetration and keeping people in front and trying to take the high post away. We made some steals there. So again, our defense was much better. Jesse was much better in the second half.
Next question from Mario, then we'll go to Tommy.
Jimmy, 18.7 rebounds tonight. How good of a job did he do finding those gaps in that Pitt defense today?
You know, I think that Jimmy's been really solid on both ends of the court. I mean, he's getting to his spots, and he's been really exceeded my expectations, the way he's played.
Hey, Jim, it's been a little more than 3 weeks now since that big group of your program came down with COVID. I know you were hoping it would be a quicker recovery compared to last year. What have you seen these last few weeks, and do you think that COVID recovery process has played a role in how these guys have played in the last few games?
No, we played really well the last few games. We did everything right in the Wake Forest game, and we just didn't get the ball in bounds, and that you just can't do that on the road. You have to get it in bounds. And same thing happened at Florida State. We got inbounds. Cole got fouled, and he made the 2 free throws, and we won the game. So there's no excuse for that. We played really well there. We played really well at Miami. We just made some really bad turnovers that we shouldn't make, but we are making them in certain situations. Miami's a good team. Wake Forest is a good team. All the teams in this league are good. We may not have great teams, whatever. I'm not going to evaluate that, but everybody can play, and if you don't play well, you're going to lose. But we played really well on the road, and we really played well in the second half here tonight. But, you know, we got to just keep working at it. Our front line is all new, and I was concerned that it would take a while. It's taken longer than I would have hoped for, but I think we are getting better. And I think we've really played well. You know, when you lose a game, it doesn't mean you didn't play well. We played really well at Wake Forest and Miami. The Miami game was some bad turnovers that you can't make. And, you know, the guy made 6 threes from 6 feet behind the line. That doesn't happen all the time. But again, I think we're getting better. There's a long way to go. I told the players before the game tonight, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks or what anybody says or what the record is. We're just going to play this game, and we're going to get ready now and play Florida State and try to get better. And every game's going to be tough. Simple as that. But again, the second half was the best that we've really played all year by quite a lot.
We have 2 more questions. We'll start with Dan Tortor, and then we'll end with Mike Curtis.
Jim, it's a game of runs. You ended the first half on a 10-2 run and started the second half 21-7. Just what you can say about the offense in this game, and is this the best that you've seen this season, in your opinion?
Our offense has been good all year. Our defense was good. That was the difference in the end of the half and the start of the second half. And for the second half, we really played the most consistent. You know, the kid came in off the bench and made 2 really hard threes, or we wouldn't have given up any threes in the second half. So again, it was our defense was better, and that's something we have to keep getting better going forward.
We'll go to Mike for our final question.
Hey Jim, Buddy came out and made 4 straight threes to start the game. Did you like his shots better tonight than the previous games, or it seemed like he was working really hard to get those shots?
The last 2 games, they've had 6, 8 guys on them that have been right on them, and it's been tough for them. And, you know, you got to try your best to play through that. And, you know, tonight he got some open looks, which he never gets. You know, if he could get open looks, he'd shoot probably 45, 50% from the 3, but he's not getting any of those. And, you know, the last one he made in the corner was one of the toughest shots I've ever seen. That was like the shot in the playoffs in Toronto that somebody, I think that's the one that the great player made to win that playoff series from the deep corner. But no, he's just not getting many of those shots. But I thought he got in the lane and made a couple plays in the lane that he usually makes and hasn't made, and, you know, got to the basket better. But yeah, but again, this is about our defense. That's it. That's what this game was about. And I was glad Cole got on the baseline where he's very good and got the turnaround down there, and that's a good play for him. And we've got to keep looking at that going forward. That's a good spot for him to be. All right, thank you.